sorry for the delay for those of you that were already here, and sorry for the weird setup. So, as many of you know, I use StreamYard, the free version, and they only give you 20 hours. And I do a lot of these. So I went over the 20 hours and I thought, eh, I've got a couple weeks till I get my 20 hours again. I'll just try YouTube Live straight up. I set it up. I went in it, messed with it. Everything looked good. Then today it wouldn't work. It made Ellen use the mobile app, and now it's making me use my phone. It will not work on the computer like it did when I tested it out. So I'm not impressed with YouTube Live. I will probably have to use Restream or something else until I get my StreamYard stuff back. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. This is going to be fun. I don't know how to, there's like no backstage, so I can't bring Ellen on with my usual intros. But anyway, we are here with Ellen Holmes, who is awesome, an awesome supporter of so many people, and just has a book that I've been reading that is very, very good that people I think are going to love. Is coming out November 1st, right?
Yes, November 1st.
Yes, November 1st. So it's going to be here before we know it. But everyone, please help me welcome Ellen Holmes to Beast Friends Forever. Thank you for being here. So I hope the sound is okay too, because I can't use my mic, because if I plug in my mic, then for some reason my phone does not give me I wouldn't be able to hear Ellen. I would only be able to talk. So hopefully I have the phone close to me. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. So thank you, Ellen, for being the guinea pig for this. And it went about how first times go on something new. But I'll get this figured out before my next one. So anyway, everybody, thank you for being here. In the description down below, you'll find a link to Ellen's book on Amazon, to her website, but also to Crafty Bookstore, where you can get the book. You can get signed copies, you can get a book and a cool bookmark. That's what I did. I'm waiting for mine to come in. So check all that out, and support Ellen, because she deserves it. And after we're done with this chat, you're definitely going to want to, because she's awesome. So thank you, everybody in the chat that's here. Thank you if you're watching on replay. We appreciate you all. So how does it feel to have your book coming out in just a couple weeks?
Oh my goodness, it feels amazing. It's like wonderful and terrifying all at the same time because it's like, yes, like people are gonna read my words, and then it's like, oh, people are gonna read my words, and it's, it's like, oh man, I hope I'm ready. I've prepared so much for this,
Oh,
but
yeah.
yeah, I appreciate you so much because it made my day when you sent me that message that you pre-ordered the book. I was just like, yes, I was so excited. So,
Oh, good.
but yeah, I love your channel, man. I'm always watching your videos. Loved the latest Beast Tea, which by the way, Beast Tea, I like it.
You like that? You like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I'm here for all those videos. Couldn't help but crack up at Tim's like 2 times speed, like Halloween candy recommendation. That was
I
hilarious.
know. I know. I had to speed it up because he sent it. He's like, I didn't realize how long it was, but then I didn't want to cut anything else. I figured I'd leave it up to you, and I'm like, this is just solid gold. But it was like 6 minutes long, so like I gotta speed it up a little bit. So I'm like, this is perfect. I'll let him talk through the beginning and the end at regular speed, and then I'll speed it up for the rest of it. So yeah,
Yeah, all of
that
that
was
was
good
hilarious.
stuff. Yeah, it was good. And you had good recommendations too. You can't go wrong with the Ghirardelli chocolate.
Oh, after I recommended that, I was like, this is not really a Halloween candy. Like, who passes out these giant chocolate bars to kids? No one. No one can afford that.
You'd
Like,
be the I know I say you'd be the most popular house on the street if you did, but yeah, that would that would cost a lot.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I remember it seemed like there always was. I mean, they didn't do Ghirardelli, but there always was like a house that would give out king size candy bars or like
Uh-huh.
Reese's or whatever. And I always thought like, how in the world do they buy enough for everybody? Like that's just crazy.
Yeah, we had a house like that too. I didn't get to go trick or treating all the time, but when I did get to go trick or treating, there was this house I remember, and I'm sure my mom knows the name of the people, but they would hand out like the full size candy bars, and I think they were like a wealthier family, but everybody loved going there just because you know.
Oh yeah, of course.
But yeah, I was like, when I recommended Ghirardelli chocolates, I'm like, this is more of like a Christmas thing, I think maybe. It's definitely not Halloween.
No, heck no. Halloween is like candy time. It's that time of the year where you can eat more candy than usual and not feel bad about it. So it worked. It
All
worked.
right. Well,
Well, and
you gave me
they make
permission, so
smaller ones too, right?
yeah, that's true.
They
Yeah,
sell, yeah. So you could give out small ones. Probably still an expensive choice.
it is.
But
Yep.
oh, those are so good. Those are good. I agree. Well, thank you for those kind words. That's very sweet. I always do love when I see you in the live stream or in my comment section. That means a lot to, like, I know that authors have told me it means a lot when content creators like me check out their book or shout them out or any of that stuff. But it means a lot to us when we do that, and then we get to see authors like you in the comment section supporting us and getting to build a relationship. Like that's what it's all about. It's all about building relationships. So
Oh yeah.
thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I come to as many as I can. I've been ridiculously busy lately, but I've tried to to as many as I can. I just watched another replay the other day. And yeah, you're hurting my wallet though, because like my TBR is getting so high. So I just bought
I know, I know.
Nick Snape's book, by the way, because I
Oh,
watched
nice.
your interview with him. I just bought
Oh
it.
yeah.
So yeah, and he sent me
Nice.
the
Oh yeah,
one with
he's
the beautiful cover, and I was like, oh my god.
ah, isn't that such a good cover? Oh, I know
Mhm.
he's a really cool guy, and yeah, he's I have like all his books. So I know what you mean. It's hard not to. But that's why it's good you're doing this stuff. You're kicking off your tour here with me and doing all these interviews because you know, the book looks beautiful and the blurb sounds awesome. So that's
Thanks.
gonna help. But you getting out here and getting on these things when people get
Mhm.
to know you and see you, they're gonna want to buy the book even more. So I think it's good that you're putting yourself out there and doing this. That's awesome. It's a
Thanks.
smart move.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
uh, of course. So let me see. I'm gonna try something here. I don't know. Now, in the chat, you guys tell me, can you well, no, you could see it all anyway. I'm trying to think if I nope. I'm not sure when this goes into the replay if people can see the chat the whole time because I tried to click on them and it doesn't show. So I'm just going to shout out some people down here because I can see it on my. Well, let me see. What if I click on this? Nope. Okay. So we got some awesome people in the chat. SS Fitzgerald, an awesome author I had on recently. He was the first comment, so he's proud of that. And he is awesome. We've got Saffron is here. Very awesome as well. Martha Holmes, thank you for being here. And then let's see. Is that mom?
Yeah, that's mom.
Yeah, I thought so. That's pretty awesome. That is cool. That is very cool.
Hey, mom.
E.L. Montague is here and was giving me a hard time, which I appreciate, E.L. You're always good for that. Let's see. Lucas Clay is here. What's up, Lucas? Thanks for being here. And we got Sean Juste is here. I always say your last name wrong, dude. I probably said it wrong again. You told me how to say it, and I never say it right. That's my bad. But Sean, you're the man. Bob Keen is here. What's up, Bob? He comments on a lot of my videos. I haven't seen him in a live yet. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And Mark from the Book Lounge is also here. We got an awesome group. And anybody who is in the stream but doesn't like to comment, that's okay. You can hang out with us, and we're happy to have you here. All right. So we were just talking about Nick Snape's awesome cover, but let's talk about your awesome cover. Now, do you have like an author copy with you so we can see it? Yes. Oh, guys, look at that cover. Oh my goodness.
This is the first
It
time I
looks so
revealed the
good.
print book
Yeah, I
live.
was gonna
So,
say that
um,
red pops. That looks good.
yay! Thanks. I worked really hard on it because CMYK is kind of tricky with red. So yeah, I
Oh
had to
yeah.
do some research and go down a rabbit hole. Also,
Uh
Safi's here. I saw Safi. So hey, Safi.
yeah, Steffi's here.
So yeah, here's the back, and then
Oh, the back looks good too.
thanks. Yeah, I that a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this. So,
I bet.
but yeah, I tried to make it look kind of as professional as possible.
Yeah,
But I even have oh, I dedicated it to my husband and my son, by the way.
that was
Um,
so sweet. I saw that.
and yeah, I even like tried to make my own map, which is hilarious.
Oh
But
wow, you made your own map too?
yeah, I designed like everything, formatted everything, and yeah, cried a
Wow.
lot, but we got there.
Well, it looks like it came out good. So you did the whole cover yourself too?
Yeah,
Wow. I'm
thanks.
impressed. That looks really good.
Yeah, thanks. It was really hard. I'm not a
I
graphic
bet.
designer or
Hey,
anything, so
you figured it out. It looks professional and it pops. Like I always like to call those covers a scroll stopper. Your cover is a scroll stopper. It's going to stop someone when they're scrolling. So well done. All right,
thanks.
so let's start there with the cover. Walk us through a little bit how that went. Like, did that image come to you as you started trying to design it, or was it something that you thought about going in?
So I like to think of this person on the cover as Li Ling. She's the
Mm-hmm.
kind of the princess in the book. And I joke that she took over the book with her ambition and her drive. You know, I started out with Emmeline. I don't know how far you are into the book, but
Mm-hmm.
Emmeline's my knight, and there
Yeah,
she's called
yeah.
a dame in the book, but it's essentially a knight. That's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it started with her. Like I just was thinking about like, what if the knight saves the princess, but what if it was just two women, or what if the knight was used by the princess, and then it just kind of spiraled from there. And like, obviously almost everything I write is dark, so I was like, this has to take a dark turn somewhere. um
Yes, we like the
but
dark.
but yeah, Li Ling is she kind of took over. So after that, the plot, everything. So um but yeah, it's kind of her image. I have like the trees in the background, because
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of scenes in forests. In the book, I always remembered from the fantasy books that I loved growing up that there were always like scenes where you go into the forest and something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. So I wanted to kind of depict that kind of darkness in the forest. And
Oh yes.
so yeah, so there's actually different forests in Gladan that you get to see, and they all have their own dangers. So
Ooh, okay. All right. All right. Yeah, it looks great. You did an amazing job, and I'm really impressed because I was gonna ask who you worked with for the cover, but I'm so impressed when someone is because I've been reading your book and your writing is really good
thank you.
already. And then when someone's that good at writing and can make a cover like that, I'm like, that's pretty nice. That works out pretty well for the old wallet too. Although you do
Yes,
pay for it in stress, I'm sure, trying to get it done. But
yes, many hours, lots of
oh
tears.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But it came out fantastic. So well done. We had
Thanks.
another couple of people in here. I wanted to shout out. So my good friend Mark Kleinhexel is in here. What's up, Mark? Thanks for being here, my friend. And also Sarah New just popped in here. You are not late. Better late than never. You can come anytime. Thank you for being here. All right, so the cover's awesome. I love it, and it's fantastic that you did it yourself. And it does seem to fit the book very well. And uh, early on, when I've gotten a good chunk into it, where I've met all the characters and kind of can see where the story's going. Um, but what I love is I think your prose is very beautiful. It has some like nice little flowery parts, but then it also is very accessible. But I like you
Thanks.
write characters very well and like little like slice of life where the characters are just being introduced and kind of just doing their thing, but I'm already invested in all of them. And they're like, and I also like the dynamic, how really quick you showed uh each character with like their father and how different their dynamic is with their father and how they see the world because of that dynamic. You can already just within the first few chapters, you can see how the person these young people are becoming is shaped by their relationship with their father. And I think that is was really well done. And as a dad, the dad stuff always gets me. So I'm like, oh, this is good. So well done. I can already tell I'm gonna love your book because I love characters. I'm a very character focused reader.
Mhm.
And you talk about the dark stuff. I also like the dark stuff. So it's a good combo. But um is that something that just comes natural to you with in your other writing too? Are you like a character writer where you love to dive into the characters and show that, or is that just is that something you had to like focus on, or is it just how your writing comes out?
I don't think I do anything naturally. It's lots of painstaking hard work. I appreciate all the kind words you said. That really makes me feel great because I've worked so hard on this book.
Hmm.
But yeah, I lots of revision, lots of, I mean, when I did the first draft, it was 180,000 words. So I cut out I joke that I cut out a novel out of my novel because I cut out like 60,000 words, I think.
Oh wow,
Um
yeah, you did.
mhm. Yeah, so but I had a lot of people helping me kind of think about things more deeply, especially in regard to my characters. My book coach Leah, she walked through the whole book with me, kind of like reacting to things, and her reactions helped a lot with um, how I wanted to depict the characters, because she would be like, "Oh, I'm reading them like this." I'm like, "Oh, that's wrong. Like that's not how I want that to go at all." So,
Right.
it helps to have your writing groups and your writing friends helping you out, um, because then you can kind of see it through someone else's eyes and tweak it and perfect it from there, um, as close to perfection as possible. But yeah, I love, I love the character part, and I also love the plot part, because the character part is the stuff that I went to school for, right? And the plot part is the stuff that makes me want to read.
Hmm.
Like gets me really hooked and into the narrative. But I also want to be invested in the characters and really understand them and their complexities. And I tried to make characters that are kind of complex, and
Yeah.
there all of them are presented with the opportunity to change, and some of them kind of lean into that, some of them resist. So you'll have to see which ones by reading the book. But yeah, and I love the minor characters too. Like I want to create characters that are important to the plot, that you thought, oh, that's just a throwaway character, or oh, that's, we're gonna see them like once or whatever, and then they like show up in book three, and you're like, what is happening? so
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
so I try to reward like people for paying attention, because I know with
Hmm.
fantasy, it can get complex, especially like the world building and stuff. And I took so much time and effort on the world building part. And so I know it can get confusing at times, and I know big cast of characters can get confusing at times.
Hmm.
So I do my best to try and make it as easy as possible to follow all of these connections. I try to
Hmm.
keep reminding the reader in subtle ways and more obvious ways, how this is all connected to each other. So, but there's definitely like little things in there that if you pay attention, you're going to be rewarded for that. So,
Nice. Okay. Well, that's I was gonna say that too. I was gonna say I like how you don't really like tell because in some books, especially older fantasy books that had a dense world and all this world building, there'd just be pages of just telling you this happened and these people are connected this way. And but you do it as you're telling the story. You'll just throw in like a reminder, like this character, the who's the prince of this, or like you just have these little things sprinkled in that helps me remember who, oh yeah, that's right, this person is that. And I think you do it well because yeah, I don't ever, it doesn't ever bog the story down or slow anything down. So I think that you do that very well, and the world does feel very alive and very full. How did you, I always think this is interesting with like character names, the world names, the city names, all these different things. How did you come up with those? Did you just think of them on your own? Did you use like a any kind of generator thing to just get the ball rolling? Because you have so many names and they just all fit together well. And when
Oh,
that
good.
happens, I'm always interested to see like how you came up with that.
Yeah, I think Elias's name was Edward or Edgar or something first, and I'm like, I really
Mhm.
hate this. He doesn't feel like an Edgar and Edward. Feels like an Elias, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
but some of them were kind of on a whim. Some of them were like I looked up old medieval names.
Okay.
Emmeline is more leaning towards the Germanic, but Leling, I did a lot of research on her name, and at first she's kind of in a sense very loosely based off of a kind of Chinese mythical princess,
Mm.
and I don't know if it's like mythical, but it's like she like led all these soldiers. Anyway, it's a long story, but I realized like I didn't want to use the exact name, and
Yeah.
again like I didn't want people to say, oh well, this isn't exactly like the myth or whatever. So I didn't want them to necessarily associate with that. Yeah, Leland kind of came out of lots of research, and um so that one took the longest.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. And then Valena actually, I'm so glad you asked about this because Valena's my favorite one. And that's because Valena Hemlock is actually a mishmash of two names from characters that I love in Dragon Age.
Oh,
um
okay.
like which characters from Dragon
That's
Age.
cool.
So yeah. So yeah, that's how she came up with her name. But yeah, I'm a Dragon Age super fan. If you like Dragon Age, you might like my
That's
book.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, I played it way back in the day. I haven't played the newer one, the newest one.
hmm
Did you play the newest one?
I did. I didn't like it as much as some of the older ones.
That's
So
kind of what I heard, so I never played it, but I did like the older games for sure. So
yeah.
that's exciting. Okay. Very cool. Um, let's see. Were you gonna say something else? I feel like I interrupted you talking
Oh,
about
no,
the
you're
game.
good. I was just gonna say some of them I definitely like did research on, and
Mm.
like I love medievalists.net because they have
Mm-hmm.
all these like weird medieval facts on there, and they're written by like scholars and historians and stuff. And so I use them a lot, and so I stole some names from there. Some old English names,
Oh,
stuff like that.
nice.
So yeah.
Okay.
hmm
Well, that was good because it does. I agree with Sarah, who said that she loves the names in the book. She feels like they suit the characters so well, and
Nice.
I feel like the same. Like you said, how at first it was Edgar, and you're like, I don't like that. Sometimes you read a book and you're like, these names don't seem to fit. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like right away, yours it didn't feel like that, and so I feel like all these things that you put so much thought into as a reader, I can already tell you that they were good choices because the book just flows. Like there's nothing
Good.
that's like that takes you out of it, So well done, well done. I'm really
Thank
enjoying
you.
it, and I'm excited. I love the little um, kind of intrigue and the you already set up all these little things that could be like mysterious that I need to keep an eye on with some of these people, all these ulterior motives, and yeah, just very well done, my friend. I'm
Thank you.
excited for everybody to get their hands on it because I think people are gonna love it.
I
Uh,
appreciate
all
that.
right, you're welcome. Okay, so let's so far there's just one book. What are your plans for this series, this story? How many books do you think it's going to take you to tell this story?
Yeah, I have so I want to say 8 to 10. And I have outlines I think for like the first 5 books. Which, is hilarious cuz I'm so chaotic in general, but I'm already well into the second book. So writing it. Um and it is titled The Pirate Queens, by the way.
Ooh,
So
I saw that. I love that title.
Thanks. Yeah. So, and it's kind of like a little bit of, mm, well, a little bit of the pirate aspect, and then a little bit of like kind of the Norse
Ooh,
mythology, and
okay.
yeah,
I like
and
that.
yeah, and but it mixes with my mythology that I'm creating. So,
Ooh, that is
um,
cool.
yeah, so you'll have to see how that all shapes up. But I have this really interesting kind of city that I created in the second book, or at least
Mhm.
I think it's interesting, where it's like cut into a cliff, and there's like
Oh,
different layers up to the top of the cliff, and there's different kind of like the wealthier are on the top, and the
yeah.
so and then the cliff is actually an important setting for this thing that happens in the book with Emmeline, and yeah, so but yeah, they eventually get to the top of the cliff and meet the um person there, but I won't say any more because I feel like I'm
Don't
just gonna
spoil anything.
spoil everything if I keep talking, so
All
don't
right,
want to do that.
let's move you away from this conversation. Then, all right. So very cool. So hold on. Did you say how many books you think it'll take?
Probably 8 to 10.
Because you 8 to 10. Okay, that's exciting. We all love a good series. So that is going to be cool. Okay, and then that's this story. So do you have other ideas you want to do for totally different stories eventually, or are you like creating this world so that you can kind of stay in it and tell different stories within this world that you created?
So is both an option? Um,
Yeah, heck
yeah.
yeah, it is.
um, I thought about creating a whole separate novella in the series, but that's kind of up
Mhm.
in the air because it's more of if I'm going to separate it from the current novel or if I'm going to keep it with the current novel. I already have a new short story out to do with the floating
Mhm.
castle that deals with one of the minor characters.
I saw
Um,
that, so I'm like,
yeah,
I gotta read this.
yeah. So it's for my blog subscribers, but it's free to subscribe, so it's not like there's a
Yeah,
paywall
yeah,
or
yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so, but it follows Matilda, and she plays a very important role in the book itself. Now, you can totally read the book by itself without the short story, but the short story gives you like key insights, and it introduces you to characters that will be in book one and two, and kind of actually some of them
Mhm.
will be in the whole series. So, um,
Wow.
or like most of the series.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so it's kind
Okay.
of cool because it gives you like insight into this character that isn't so prominent in the book, but yeah, it once you read it and once you read the book, you're gonna be like, oh. So I'll just leave it at that. That way, I don't spoil anything.
Okay. Alright, alright. Very cool. So and people can sign up for your newsletter through your website, right?
Yeah, you can sign up for
Okay.
my blog through my website. You can sign up for my newsletter through my website. And then, yeah, all my socials are on there. So any way you want to,
Nice. Perfect.
interact
There
or
you go. So
follow.
if you want to get there you go. If you want to get that short story, remember in the description, Ellen's website is there. Go check it out. All right. Cinna from Library Legs just popped in. What's up, Cinna? I keep going to click on the comment to make it show up. I gotta get used to this. All right. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit here in a second. I want to hear about your journey to becoming an author. But before we do that, you know what's coming. I got some dad jokes for you.
Mhm.
Um,
I've been looking
ooh,
forward to this the whole time.
yeah, yeah. I got to think in my head because I keep them on my phone, but I'm using my phone for this. So let me remember the one. I found one that was really actually pretty good. Oh, I'm too scared to change the screen. I'm scared it'll take me out. All right, I'm just gonna bring it up on my dad joke website real quick. Bear with me. I'm usually much better than this, guys. I'm usually much more prepared, but it
I got
is
one
what
for
it
you.
is.
I
All
got
right,
one
you
for
you
you.
start us off. You start
Okay.
us off.
Why did the cheddar cheese go to the gym?
I don't know.
To get shredded.
Yes, I actually love that. That's good. That is pretty good. All right. Well, here. Let me let me tell this one for EL just because he always does this at my dad jokes. When does a joke become a dad joke? When it's fully grown, but GROAN in the dad joke there. All right, let me find it here. Now why is this not on here? Uh okay. Okay, here we go. So, um oof, no, that one's actually bad. Uh, all right, hold on. Let me go. This is terrible. This is horrible. My whole thing is ruined from from being on my phone and not on my computer. All right. Oh, and of course my mind's like went like blank because it's as out of the ordinary. I found it, but it's like blurry on my computer. Come on. Good grief. And now you ever have that where you know things, but then your mind is just blank
Yep,
because because everything's
absolutely.
different and you
Mhm.
can't remember anything that you were gonna say. Good gravy. Um let's see. This is terrible. You know what? We're gonna come back to the dad joke.
Okay.
And I'm going to instead we're gonna start with my question of the day, and then we'll come back to the dad joke at our next transition. But anyway, so every day on my channel, I do a question of the day,
Mhm.
and you usually take part on the socials or on YouTube or something. So today, I gave a list of horror book movie adaptations and said, "What is the best one out of these non Stephen King ones?" Because there's so many of those. So this is four that were not Stephen King book adaptations, and it was Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, Silence of the Lambs, or Jaws. Which not everybody knows that it was a book first. Which not everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So which one do you think was best?
Well, I have to go with Jaws. I mean, that's classic. Scared
I
me to
agree.
death when I watched it.
Oh
Pretty sure I
yeah.
watched it in childhood too. Like I watched so many things I shouldn't have watched in childhood. Like, yeah, sorry, mom. Like I don't know how I got exposed to Jaws, but um, I don't know. It's probably at a friend's house or something. But yeah, that scared me to death. That was,
I know
uh,
it still scares me. I still get freaked out when I go in the water, especially the ocean, but even in a lake, because I saw this thing one time, and that's all it took. Was there was a show I used to like called Monster Hunters, where these people would go and like investigate where there was sightings or like reports of a monster or whatever. And people were saying they saw a shark in this lake, and it was like, well, a shark can't be in a lake. Let's go see what's really going on. They did all this stuff, and they ended up finding this shark that had somehow traveled up a river from an ocean or something. I don't know. And it was underneath at the bottom of this lake under a pier where people are swimming. And it's just sitting at the bottom. And they had to get everybody out and get it back to the ocean. And it was like, well, I can't even go in a lake because I got to worry about sharks. That was probably the only time that's ever happened. But now I'm the same. I even remember being a kid and swimming in my pool. Like if it got dark and I was stayed in the
Mhm.
pool too long, like thinking like, oh gosh, I don't know. There's just something about sharks
Yeah.
because of Jaws that'll
Yep.
always get me. Always get me.
Yeah. And I
So
feel
good
bad.
answer. I agree.
Yeah, I feel bad for my mom because she's like terrified of like everything that's a fish. So this is probably really traumatic for her, but sorry,
She's
mom.
like, I'm never going in water anywhere now after this.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Sorry, Saffron. Sorry, I ruined Lakes for you now too. It was in St. Louis, so as long as you go more north or in the middle of the country, hopefully they can't make it from the ocean. But that was crazy.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So why don't you walk us through this journey? I usually like to hear two parts of it. Take us back to when you were a youngin, and talk to us about how you got into fantasy, how you got into reading, and then at what point you really started writing and how that went. And then when did you decide that you were going to write a book and get it out there? Because I know this is an exciting thing, but you have some collections and things that you already have published. So
Mhm.
just walk us through your author's journey. I'd love to hear
Yeah. Okay. It's a long one. But
Hey, that's
Yeah.
all right. You're the star of the show. We're here for you.
Well, thanks. No, but I started when I was young, obviously.
Mhm.
I couldn't help it. I love to tell stories. I loved everything about stories. I I've told some other people this, but uh I would tell stories to my best friend on the bus.
Mhm.
And
Oh, nice.
yeah, so poor her because she had to deal with all my kind of like real time editing. But anyway, I
I'm sure she enjoyed it.
well, she was very sweet about it. That's for sure. But yeah, that's kind of how I started, and then it snowballed from there. I had like a novel I'd written, a novel when I was
Oh, yes,
like,
we all have those when we're young, those novels.
yeah, when I was in fifth grade. And it was like, lots of fast cars and like all my
Mhm,
friends, and we were like fighting bad guys. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember totally. I have it somewhere, but lots of fast cars.
mhm.
We had to be really cool. But
Yeah, of
anyway,
course.
um, and then it kind of went from there. I just kind of knew, like, I always want. I was going to be a writer. I just knew. Like at some point, I wanted to be a detective. That dream faded fast. I'm like, I'm way too afraid of like everything to be a detective.
Yeah, I
But
I was the same way.
yeah, all right. Yeah, I even had like those those like kits, those detective kits that you could
Oh,
get as
yeah,
a
me
kid.
too, me too,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Those
Uh,
were fun. Invisible
yeah.
ink.
Oh, heck yeah. Until you get older and you realize, "Oh, wait, detectives are trying to detect actual murderers. I don't know if I wanna do that, never
Yeah,
mind."
exactly. Never mind. This isn't fun anymore. Um,
Right.
yeah. So, but as I went through high school and everything, I kept writing, and it was all bad, terrible. But I liked it, and I liked
Mhm.
practicing the art, and it was fun for me. And then I'm just like, I want to do this professionally, so I'm gonna pursue it in school. So I went and got a bachelor's in creative writing, and then I went and got my master's in creative writing. So, um, which I'm just, another writer with an MFA, so it's not that special, but
That is too. That's still hard work.
it was a
Congrats
lot of
on
hard
that.
work. And I think the thing that I enjoyed the most was meeting so many other writers that I could,
Oh, yeah.
talk to, and be friends with,
Mhm.
and bounce ideas off
That's
of.
cool.
And yeah, so it was worth it for that. um and then yeah, I published Space Collisions in 2018 through Ghost City Press, which is like just a
Nice.
micro chapbook of stories. It's like
Mhm.
3 stories. It's a very small book. But I always wanted to publish a novel, and so I was like, how am I going to do this? And fantasy was something that I have loved deeply since I was a kid.
Mhm.
It's all my mom and dad's fault. They always took me to the library. So I was reading like Terry Brooks and Neil Gaiman and a bunch of other big
Oh, yeah.
fantasy authors, and just really diving into those worlds and getting lost and
Mhm.
loving every second of it. I also read a lot of, like Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, and the classics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So that was fun. But I liked the mystery aspects of things, but I also loved the speculative genres. And I even, when I had the guts, I even ventured a little bit into horror, when I was a kid, but I had to be careful because I would give myself nightmares. But I loved it. I loved every second of it. Every story that was speculative, I couldn't help it. I wanted to read it. And so I knew I wanted to write a fantasy novel. And then it was like, well, I've always loved, fantasy series. And what I found was that as I read more and more and more fantasy novels, it kind of divided into two separate categories. You had like your epic, us- usually dark, but not always, fantasy that was like all of these male characters who had this grand adventure, and then sometimes
Mhm.
there would be female characters, or women I should say, that would come
Mhm.
in and be part of the adventure, but maybe only like at certain parts. Usually they were really pretty. you know, often they
Right.
were dangerous, right? And that was
Yep.
cool, but I was like, man, it wouldn't it be awesome if there was like this whole book that was just these women having this adventure, but I couldn't find it, you know. And then um you have romantasy, right? So you have
Mhm.
like this prolific like just genre, the people writing romantasy left and right, blown up, where women are kind of centered, but it's usually in relation to someone else. So like there's this
Mhm.
relationship between the main character and this other person, and you know you have all
Yeah.
the strong female character
Oh,
tropes and
yes,
stuff,
yes, yes.
and I love both genres. I love
Mhm.
those stories. But I just wanted something where all of these women went on this grand adventure, and they all, you know, they had all these political things happening, and all this political intrigue and all of these like crazy schemes happening. I wanted that to happen to women because that reflects my real life, right?
Yeah.
Not the crazy dragons and stuff, but um, you know, I have so many strong women in my family,
Mhm.
and you know, it kind of speaking of video games, The Last of Us. I don't know if you remember, like there was this
Mhm.
controversy over, I think it was Abby, because she was so strong and so buff in
Yeah.
like the video games,
Yeah.
and then in the movies, she's like this tiny little thing. Like
Yeah.
no offense to the actress, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you do you and you be you
Right,
and
right. Yeah.
perfect the way you are.
Right.
But I was just like, wow, what a difference that was. And
Yeah.
I just wondered if
Mhm.
that was like a pressure thing, or if it was just, you know, if it was just like she just played the role really well and that's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
I know,
but
yeah.
but I was just like, you know, I have a cousin who's a power lifter. I have, you know, a cousins who are in the military who are, you know, you don't want to mess
Oh,
with them.
yeah.
Like they're
That's
yeah.
right.
So I seeing strong women was not weird, was not odd for me. It was normal, it was real life,
Mhm.
and all really all the women in my family are strong in some way, you know, maybe physically but also mentally. I mean, they're incredibly smart. They have endured some of the craziest things, and come out on top, and you know some of them have you know, just done just incredible things. And I was like, where are the books in fantasy about that? And so
Right.
I kind of got tired of that, and I wrote one. I wrote one about these women who are just,
Yeah.
you know, complex, and
Mhm.
not all of them are pretty, and not all of them are dangerous, and not all of them are smart. But you know, they are they're strong in their own ways, and they are weak in their own ways, and that makes for a more interesting story in my opinion. So
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's like the age-old advice of writing, like write the book that you want to read, right? If you can't find a
yeah,
book that you're looking for, write
yeah,
it.
yep.
So well done, and I think that's awesome. That's
Thanks.
you're 100% right in everything you said. That is usually the case for female characters. So I love that. When I saw you talking about that in other interviews and in on your social media, your website, everything like that. I'm like, yes, that is so cool. So I think a lot of people are going to agree with you and resonate. And I think that, like Sean said, you kind of found a gap, like something that
Mm,
should be out there but isn't. And I think that people are going to love it. So I'm excited for you. I think that's awesome.
thanks.
And now you can say that a book like that does exist because you made it. So that's pretty cool. Um,
Yeah.
we we got a couple other more people that have popped in here. Josh at Already Overbooked is here. Thanks for being here, man. Who you're going to be on his channel coming up soon here too,
Hmm.
which is awesome. And Bailey is here. Thanks for being here. Um, oh, yep. I was going to say, Crafty Bookstore. What's
Oh,
up?
Bailey, hey.
They are rocking it too. They've got so many awesome indie books, and they're doing stuff with sprayed edges, and yeah. So
Mhm.
definitely check out Crafty Bookstore, guys. That they're taking off. They're an awesome place for sure.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so we can switch gears again. I want to talk to you about your writing process and ask you some questions. But all right, I did find my dad jokes, so I'm gonna share those with you now. Now that I have them here. Okay, are you ready? Uh-oh. Did you freeze, Ellen? Or did I freeze? Hmm. Can you guys hear me? Or am I the one that's gone? Somebody in the comments let me know. Okay. So you guys can still hear me. Oh, wait, she's coming back. There you are.
Kick me off. Sorry.
That's okay. All of a sudden you froze right when I said I found my dad jokes. I'm like, oh, she said I'm out. But I got worried because I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe I'm the one that's gone, and she's still there. But now you're back. Everything is right in the world again. Um, let's see who. Michael Vadney just popped in here. What's up, Michael? How you doing, man? Hi from the middle of the ocean. We were talking about jaws and sharks earlier, Michael. So watch out, man. If you're out there in the ocean, are you on a cruise or something, man? Let us know. Uh, Jeffrey Smith, another awesome author. What's up, Jeffrey? Thanks for being here. All right, so now are you ready for my dad jokes? I've got
Yes.
them.
Hit me. I'm
I've
so
got them. All
ready.
right. All right. All right. Here we go. Uh, first one. It's a little morbid, but those are fun. All right. Did you hear about the Italian chef that died?
No.
He he passed away. Passed away. Those written ones are so hard to say out loud. Okay. Here's the other one. Here's the other one. Um, uh, so I was at the no, actually, I already did that one. This is the one I'm doing right here. Okay, so the other day I was at the podiatrist, which is a foot doctor. If anyone isn't doesn't know that, all right. So I was at the podiatrist, and I saw this old guy who was putting on some of those orthopedic shoes, and all of a sudden, he stood up and he said, "Never mind, this one's really bad. Never mind. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I got to bet. This is one where I realized halfway through, I'm like, this is really bad. I'm not gonna do it.
You just gonna
All
set
right,
me
I
up
got a
like
different
that
one.
and just leave me hanging?
I'll tell you, it's really bad though. Okay, so the punchline is that he stands up and he says, "I stand corrected," but there needed to be something else before that where he would respond to you in that way. That was a bad one. That was a bad one. I got a better one. It's about I have a joke about construction. Do you want to hear it?
Of course.
I'm still working on it. Oh, these were bad, guys. I'm my mojo's thrown off from all the stream stuff. Oh gosh. All right. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Um, all right. So writing process. I always like to hear how different everybody's process can be. Everybody writes a book. Everybody goes about it different ways. So first question is on the spectrum of pantser versus plotter. Pantser, you sit down and you just write. You don't plan anything, you don't plot anything, you just go. And then on the right side, the other side, not the right, I meant left and right, but not right. There's no right or wrong. On the other side, you have a plotter who plots everything. They have a notebook full of outlines. They do not stray from it no matter what. So where do you think you fall? Are you in the middle? Are you one way or the other? Let me
Um,
know.
I'm a chaos plotter. Does that count? Like I I have a gazillion notebooks everywhere and they're like half
Yeah.
full. They have notes everywhere, like on random pages. Like you'll flip through, there's blank pages, and all of a sudden there's just this pile of notes.
Yeah.
That's just like makes no sense the way I do things. I have notes all on my app, my notes app on
Oh
my
yeah. Yeah.
phone
Yeah.
and my
Yeah.
computer,
Yeah.
and I have different notes on my computer than I have on my phone. And then I have Word
Mm-hmm.
documents full of notes. I
Mm-hmm.
it's I even like took photos. I used my husband's whiteboard with permission. But I took photos of like just like all the major like plot connections and
Yeah.
points. stuff, and I have those uploaded on my computer somewhere. I don't know, they're buried somewhere. I'll have to find them eventually. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, chaos plotter. So I like to write things out and think about them, but I also don't know where my notes are half the time. So there's that.
That's where the chaos comes in. I get it. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you do plot things out, think about it, write things down, all that, but then it's all over the place. So it's
Yeah.
not like you just have this special thing you look at, only that. Now, so since you do it that way, when you were writing this book, well, first, was it different with your short stories in your collection? Were you more of a pantser? Or did you plot those out at all?
The short stories. I think some of those went through. Let's see. No, actually, none of those went through the MFA. Weird. No, I think about it. Now some of my friends from the MFA had helped me with them. I know that, but
Okay.
they were all published in different journals. The first one was in Friction, and that's how I ended up like becoming an intern with them because they wanted to publish my story, and then I landed an internship. And anyway, and then the other two were like flash fiction.
Oh, okay.
One was published in Vessel Review, and the other one was actually published in Duly Noted, which is like Friction's
Nice.
like kind of random prompt, and then they
Mhm.
kind of published the one a couple. I think like one or two normally, and then from the people who submit. So it was yeah, it's kind of all over the place. But I don't think for the first story I definitely didn't plot. I Oh, by the way, I'll show you the book here.
Oh, I love that cover too.
Thanks. This one
Very
was actually
cool.
designed by Jennifer Potter. She's
Okay.
actually a children's book designer now. Like she does it
Wow.
all the time
Okay.
for books. And
That's cool.
yeah, the illustrations are incredible. Um, she's amazing as an artist. But that first short story, I definitely just kind of word vomited it out onto the page. It was like this idea that struck me, and then I couldn't do anything but write it. And so it was almost. I tell people I felt like kind of possessed by it, like I had to get it out on the
Yeah.
page to get it out of me. Um, it was a very weird feeling. I don't think I've ever had that happen to me before or since. But yeah, so that was a weird story. But I I I can't even remember where the idea came from now. But the other two, um, they were just kind of ideas. Well, the one was prompted by the kind of prompt that was on, the duly noted kind of website.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then the other one was just, I don't think I did any planning for it necessarily. It was more just kind of I wanted to write this thing and see where it went, and there it is. So I guess in that sense, those were all like um pantsers stories. But the novel was definitely I'm definitely a chaos plotter for the novel. Yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah.
So what with the chaos plotting, then when you were actually writing it, did you ever have some pantser come in? Like, was there characters that you wrote and got to know, and then a situation came up, and you're like, I don't think they would do that anymore. I'm gonna have to pivot and do this. Or was there a character that was supposed to get less or more time, and then they got more? It kind of sounded like earlier you mentioned a character kind of took over the book. So did some of the pantsing come in like more as you write, as you're writing? Does a little bit of pantsing come in?
Oh yeah, definitely. Things, go awry. But yeah, Liling was supposed to just kind of be this interesting
Hmm.
princess, kind of a twist on the tropes that you normally see. Like, I didn't want her to be the damsel in distress. I wanted her to
Yeah.
cause problems and be this like rebellious woman, and she definitely ended up like that.
Yeah.
But she rebelled all the way through the book and like took over. And anyway, um, Emmeline, there was definitely points where I tweaked things to make it sound more like her. All the characters really, and that's where my writing groups and stuff came in.
Hmm.
They'd be like, I don't know that that sounds like her, or I don't know that that fits the character very well. And there'd be
Hmm.
times where I would catch it too. I'd go back and reread. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, she would not say this. That's stupid. So so yeah, definitely. And at one point, Elias actually had a personal servant that he would like send out to do errands and dark things, and I cut him out completely from the novel. I was like, you're not very interesting, so you have to go. And there was characters like that there. I can't remember how many characters I cut out, but once I started counting up all of my characters in my book, I was like, no, there's way too many people. Ching, Ching Zhao, who is actually Li Ling's taster in
Hmm.
the novel, so she tastes food for poison. Um, she is a conglomeration of, I think, three characters. I merged them all into her. So
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's cool.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man. All right. Very cool. All right, next question. You're working on book 2, and so you can either use this for when you're working on it now or when you're working on book 1 to get a book done in the time that you want to get it done. Are you somebody that sets daily, weekly, monthly writing goals, like a number you want to hit, or are you just like, you're a mom, you're a wife, you have a busy life. Are you just like, it's going to get done. I'm going to write when I can write, and when I want to write, I'm not going to force it. Where do you fall with that?
Yeah, I don't set hard deadlines for anything because I feel like if I put myself under too much pressure, I'm gonna
Hmm.
stifle my creativity.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also tell myself I can't not do anything. I can't procrastinate
Right.
all the time. I can't like
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
go days and
Hmm.
days and days and days without writing.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I try to write a little bit every day, and then if I take off, I just let it go and I keep going.
Yeah.
Which happens some days, and then some days it's like, okay, I wrote 100 words. That's what we got. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm definitely one of those people that go back and like look back at the scene. And I'm like, wait, does that line up? Wait, let me scroll back up and like read this. And
Yeah.
like, so I'm self editing too while I do it. But um my goal is always just progress.
Hmm.
And then yeah, that way there's because I've seen so many other writers who will like set hard deadlines,
Yeah.
and it's like I have to have 20,000 words by this time, and I'm like, dying, like that's okay. Like
Yeah. You're like,
I
all
hope
right.
you hit that, and more power to you.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm just like, that's too much pressure for
Yeah.
me personally.
Hmm.
I need to be able to have the freedom to do things and mess with things, and um I'm chaotic. My process is chaotic. So if I tried to put it in a box,
Yeah.
it's not good. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I definitely continue forward, and I'm not
Yeah.
like going to be like one of those people that's like, "Oh, here's this one book and now George R. R. Martin uh I wa- I want to publish this last book in the series. Sorry, guys. Love y'all.
Right. Right.
No,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
shade to George. He's doing his thing. Happy for
It's the good example. Yeah.
him. But no, I'm definitely going to keep giving you stuff to read. So yeah, I'm
Well, that's
well
good.
into book 2 already. So
Well, that's good. That's good. You don't want to be on Beast Tea Weekly a few years from now saying the Pirate Queen never
that's right.
came.
That's
Where is
right.
it?
That's
Well,
right.
that's a good way to do. I think that is the best because, like you said, it puts too much stress on yourself. Like everybody knows what they can handle and what works for them, and the people that can write every day and set goals, that's awesome. But if it's a stressor, then writing should be fun, right? It should be something you enjoy. And if it gets to the point where it's not, then you're probably doing something you shouldn't be doing. You're
Yeah.
probably forcing it too much. So I like that progress, moving forward. That's a good way to look at it. I love that. All right. Now, when you are writing, are you a creature of habit? Do you prefer to write in the morning versus at night? Do you have a writing spot that you love? Do you always do it on your laptop or your phone, or do you mix it up? I mean, I imagine with small children that is not always easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna write every day at this time. So I saw you shake your head no. So you just you have chaos writing plans too.
Yeah,
Very nice.
it's you sneak it in when you can, right? I know you know.
Yeah.
You're a dad, so
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, we're a military family, and I have a young son, and I have a big family that I'm close to, and
Hmm.
so my life is constant chaos, which
Yeah.
reflects my writing. No, but it I kind of just write where I can when I can, and whether it's in a notebook or on my laptop or on my phone.
Nice.
I try to write on my laptop as much as possible because then I won't have
Yeah.
to like transfer it over.
Transferred over.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so that helps. But yeah, my husband got me a new laptop not that long ago.
Ooh,
Just
nice.
yeah, because my old one like it wouldn't work anymore. Like the I couldn't like take it anywhere anymore because it had to be plugged into the power supply. So like
Mm.
yeah, so I couldn't go to a coffee shop or
Oh yeah.
anything. But now I can do that, which is awesome.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Nice. Now, so do you feel like if you go to a coffee shop, you're able to focus, you're not distracted by the movement or noise or anything? Because some people love it, some people don't like it at all. It distracts them too much. But you sound like you like to do it.
As long as someone isn't robbing the place, I'm usually like, really super hyper focused. So I can get actually in trouble with that because like I forget that time is passing sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I should have been home like an hour ago. Whoops. So I have
Yep.
to be careful about that.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, that's true.
yeah, I can focus pretty well.
Good. That's awesome. All right. Now, for your book, I always like to know about how people research because you have
Yeah.
some like cultural and historical stuff in there that I'm sure you researched a lot because it makes the book have like this realism feel to it. So when you do your research, do you just do Google? Do you use like physical books? Do you have friends or people in your life who are experts on things that you bounce things off of? How do you handle research?
Yeah, so most of it is books and Google too, of course, because you got to
Yeah, yeah. You can't beat it. Yeah.
right,
It's
you got
right
to
there.
randomly Google that one thing that's just bugging you, right? But
Oh yeah.
I read a lot of books for research purposes, and then I also I love medievalist.net because they have historians and scholars on there sharing weird stuff about
That's
medieval
cool.
times.
Yeah.
So like everything's loosely inspired. There's nothing that's supposed to be like perfectly translated from real life, right? This
Hmm.
this this is a made up world, but loosely inspired by the Song Dynasty, loosely inspired by medieval England, loosely inspired by the Philippines in the medieval times, you know, just stuff like that. Now,
Hmm.
obviously, the Song Dynasty and the medieval England, two separate time periods, but the Song
Yeah,
Dynasty
yeah.
was so far ahead of like
Hmm.
the technology in medieval England that I had to like catch them up somehow. So um, two different time periods there. But just lots of cool things that I found out from research too that I just kind of subtly put in my novel, just little bits here and there.
Nice, nice.
Like there's a whole scene with like the coconut cups with Elias. That was like a big thing at one point. I found this on medievalist.net.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like they would like carve them, and they would import them and they would carve them, and it was like a craze at some point, and it caused
Oh dang.
problems. Like there was like because there was like laws that were kind of strict about like your social
Yeah.
class and what you did with your social class, and the coconut cups kind of disrupted that. So if you want to know about the
Yeah.
weird coconut cups, read my book.
Oh,
But yeah,
that's interesting.
yeah. So
Well, Well, that's
random
cool.
stuff.
That's kind of fun that you not only research stuff that you actually go to look for, but then you kind of dig around a little and you're like, ooh, that's interesting. I'm gonna put that in the book. Like that's pretty cool. I like that. Little now anybody that watches this will have a little Easter egg background on the coconut cuff. So there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that from medievalist.net. Pretty sure. So if you want to like look that up
Cool.
and
Yeah.
read
I'm
about
gonna
that.
check out medievalist.net. I hadn't heard of that. That sounds like a cool website. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so last one, when you are writing, let's say at home, because obviously if you're at a coffee shop, you can't control what music is on. But are you someone that likes silence when you write? Do you like music? And if you listen to music, does it need to be instrumental without lyrics? What do you like for your background ambiance when you're writing?
So I've tried to write to music, and I'm just so distracted by the music because music affects me so much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just want to listen to it and listen to the lyrics and listen to,
Yeah.
and and I love like big dramatic instrumental like, pieces as well. So but that really gets me
Yeah.
my mind thinking in the direction I don't want it to go. Like I'm like, "Oh, this would be such a good movie trailer. Like what if it was part of this
Yeah.
like scene in my book, like, oh, that would be so epic." So
Oh, heck yeah.
I can't do the music. I can't. I have to have either silence or just like background noise. It's like,
Yeah.
not something I want to pay attention to. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when I do get in trouble is when someone's having an interesting conversation near me, and then I'm over there like, oh, maybe I'll just transcribe this right now, and then I'm not
Right.
writing my book because I'm listening to them and I'm
Yeah.
transcribing their conversation. So don't have cool,
Yeah.
uh, you know, interesting conversations around me, or I might transcribe them. But yeah, I've definitely done that to my family. They don't know. Now they know. Sorry. I love you guys.
The
Yeah.
truth comes out.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, very cool. All right, we're gonna switch gears. We're over an hour. I want to respect your time. Do you
Oh
have
man.
a few more minutes for some more questions?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, awesome, awesome. We did get a late start because of me, so I want to make sure we talk about all the things. So before we switch gears, I have some fun questions for us to get to know you outside of writing. But first, I have a riddle to see if you can solve.
I'm so bad at these, but I love them.
I know, I know. All right, so chat, help out LN if you think you know the answer. All right, so what question can never be answered with yes? This one is hard. What question can never be answered with yes?
Oh,
And I'll give you some hints if you feel really stuck and have no guess at all.
I mean, y- a rhetorical question? Uh, this is a trick.
I
This is
know
a trick.
it's hard. It's hard. Uh, so actually, Sean had a good idea. He said, "And Jeffrey," they said, "Are you dead?" That is actually what I thought at first. But
Oh,
it is along the same lines. It's a little less morbid, but it's along the same lines as "Are you dead?" Because obviously, if you're dead, you can't answer.
yeah, true.
But you are alive, but you would not be able to answer yes to this question. It is similar to "Are you dead?"
hmm.
Ooh,
Hmm.
Sean and Jeffrey are on the right track. Can you see the chat?
I can't.
Oh, you can't see it.
Yeah, it
Okay,
froze for
so
me.
they said, "Are you asleep?" Do you want to go with that as your final
Yeah,
answer?
of course. My dude's helping me out.
It is true. Are you
All
asleep? Is the answer because if you said yes, I mean, I guess you could answer yes, but you're not actually asleep if you answer
right.
yes. So really, there are two: Are you asleep and Are you dead? But for
Yeah.
this one, it's Are you asleep? So good job, chat. Thanks for
Mhm.
helping out, Ellen. We appreciate it. All right, so first, yeah, sleep talkers could say yes. That is true. My wife is a big sleep talker, and we've had some interesting conversations in the middle of the night. Because early on, I didn't know she was asleep, but now once I realized that she was, I have some fun with it. That's for sure. All right. So, first question: what is your favorite color?
Green for sure. Absolutely, 100%. Mhm.
Oh man, no hesitation. Is there a reason, or has it just always been your favorite?
Um, I don't know that it's always been my favorite. I've been told that I had different favorite colors at different points in my life.
Okay.
Not sure if I believe them, but no. uh, no, green definitely. Because I don't know. I love being out in nature, and I always feel healthy when I'm outside, like among the trees. So um, and definitely not in deep dark forests, but no, I
Yeah,
I think it just has to do with nature and just like the feeling of being connected to the natural world, and yeah, it's just I don't know.
I like
I
it.
love green.
That's a good reason. A lot of other people love green too in the chat. A lot of people are saying green, and Amanda McKay is here. They say it's always been green. Is that a friend of yours, Amanda McKay?
My best friend.
Is that the one that you told all the stories to back in the day?
Yep.
Oh man, Amanda, good job being a good bestie. You um, nurtured the storytelling spirit of Ellen so that we could get her book. So that is awesome. Well, she says it's always been green, so I guess that always has been. All
Okay.
right, next question. What's your favorite food? If you got to pick what kind of food that your family's going to eat for dinner, even if the little one doesn't want it, even if your husband doesn't like it, what would you pick? What would be your choice? What's your favorite food?
Hmm. You know, favorite food is hard because I love so many things. But if I had to choose one based on like how sentimental it is to me, I'd probably say chili with peanut butter sandwiches because my mom would make
Oh,
that for us like a
that's
lot.
awesome.
Yeah, when we were growing up, and I eat it to this day. And my husband thought that was so weird that I would eat a peanut butter sandwich with a bowl of chili, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. This is what's up. You need to try this. So I'm not sure he gets it yet, but he'll get it with time. We'll
I'll
keep
get
trying.
it. Okay. So now is it um well, first, is it red chili or like white chili? Red
Red chili.
chili.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my favorite. I love red chili. Now, do
Yes.
you dip the sandwich in it
Oh
or
yeah.
are you eating them separate? So it's like literally together.
Yeah. You're getting
I
all the
gotta try
protein,
this
right?
now.
You're getting the
Oh
peanut
man,
butter,
yeah,
you're
you
getting
are.
the beans, the meat,
Oh yeah,
like
the meat. Oh
and and
man.
don't come at me, people, about telling me what chili is. I know what chili is, okay? Don't come at me. So
That sounds good. Mom says, how about cupcakes? So you must love the cupcakes too.
that's an inside joke. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know how to explain that one, but yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but she makes incredible cupcakes, by the way. The chocolate cupcakes that she makes are to die for. So good. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
SS Fitzgerald said Chili is the mom dog from Bluey. Thanks for that image of us all eating the mom from Bluey. Jesus,
Whoa!
that's
You can tell he's a horror writer.
right, right. So Sarah said never heard of white chili. Just like it's like chicken, like white chicken chili, white beans, chicken. It's good, but not as good as red chili. Red chili's where it's at for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yep.
uh, all right. So next question: what is a talent or hobby that you have that we don't know about? We know that you're
Oh.
good at writing, but what's it? And everyone always thinks talent right away, but it could be a hobby too. Like, is there something you collect or like to go do that's interesting that people might not know about?
I I feel like I'm not a very interesting person. I'm kind of a one-trick pony, but
You're very
I
interesting.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I one of the things that I like to do is I like to go to a lot of different orchards and try different apples. It's a weird thing, but I do. I just curious all the time, and I have to satisfy that curiosity somehow, and food is one of the best ways. So I'll go to different orchards and I'll try like all the different apple varieties that they have.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
That
it's
is cool. I
been
love
interesting.
apples. I love
Yeah.
trying different apples.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I like the
once you
crisp
try like
ones.
all the oh yeah, yeah. Once you try like the all the different like really good apples, it's hard to go back to just eating like a gala apple at the grocery store or something, you know.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
They just don't hit the same. So what's your
Mhm.
favorite kind of apple that you've had?
You know, I think pink ladies reign supreme. I know they're prominent and they're everywhere.
I like pink ladies, yeah.
Yeah, but like maybe one of the varieties you haven't heard of as much. I'm trying to think. There was this mix between like this Macintosh apple and what was it? I think it was like a Honey Crisp or something. It was a weird mix. That was pretty
Mm-hmm.
good.
Oh
Um,
man.
yeah, I like tart more than I like sweet. So
Me too.
yeah. Although it's kind of nice to be in the middle. I don't like the stuff that makes
Yeah,
your
not
lips
super.
pucker,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Yeah. You don't want it
um
too tart. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
agree.
but
I agree.
um yeah, Brayburns are pretty prominent, but I like those.
Oh yeah.
And
Those are
then
good.
yeah, now I'm blanking on everything. I tried this wine sap once. That's my aunt's favorite,
Oh.
and one of my aunt's favorites.
Mhm.
And that was like, how can I describe it other than like spicy? I don't know. It was kind of spicy. And
Really? A
yeah,
spicy apple?
it
Oh.
was different. And then I tried a Cortland once. That's my other aunt's favorite.
Oh yeah.
Which I was kind of
Mhm.
like me on that one, but
Yeah.
you do you, Aunt Marianne.
Oh
And then
yeah.
yeah, so but I went to a lot of different orchards and when I lived out in Nebraska, around there,
Mhm.
and then when we moved back to Ohio, I've been hitting the orchards here that I know. There's one
Nice, nice.
kind of like in this little bit of Amish country area, and they have really good apples there. So been trying to get there as much as I can.
Okay.
Mm,
That's cool.
mhm.
Nice. All right. What general area, where are you at in Ohio? Like north,
Mhm.
south, west, east, middle?
I am like Eastern kind of middle. I guess I could
Okay.
tell you
Okay.
the city, but I'm like, should I do that on the internet? I don't
Yeah,
know.
you don't have to. I was just curious because I was born in Ohio and I grew up until I was like 7 or 8, and then I moved to Michigan. And
Mhm.
now I'm in North Carolina. But I lived in like close to Cedar Point, like the Sandusky area.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I grew up. So Ohio's a pretty big state, though. I mean, when I used to live in Michigan, we'd go down south for anything. You get to drive right through it, and it takes forever.
Yeah.
Indiana and Ohio, getting through those states is a long drive sometimes. But
Mhm.
oh, SS, no way, man! I'm a huge Michigan fan. He said two Buckeye fans. No way. I am not a Buckeye fan. Are you though?
Oh
Are you a
yeah.
Buckeye?
Yeah,
Oh man,
absolutely. All right,
it's
SS, let's go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No. Um
uh
yeah, don't my husband will be intense though, so
oh I
yeah.
bet he
Mm.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. All right, let's see. Okay, so put on your thinking cap for this next one. Take us back. What was your first job that you got a paycheck for?
Um
Or that you
I'm
got paid for that wasn't just mom and dad giving you money to do something, a chore or something?
I I think mine's cheating then because I actually worked for my parents.
Oh, well that
So
works. That works.
yeah, I'm pretty
That
sure that was
counts.
the first job I had that had a paycheck. Unless you count
Nice.
my grandfather giving me quarters for picking up sticks in the yard, but before he would like mow. But
Oh yeah, yeah. I did that too back in the day. I remember
yeah.
that.
But my parents they used to own a golf course. Like well actually it was a miniature golf course, and
Hmm.
I would work the cash register, and I'd you know do all the like small admin tasks and stuff. Well, not admin
Okay.
tasks, but like
Yeah.
collecting putters and balls and stuff like that. So um I would greet customers and yeah, sweep and clean and
Wow. Okay.
yeah, and I got
That's
a
a pretty
paycheck
cool
for it.
first gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too shabby.
Yeah.
I like that. Your mom said too in the comments that you've always been a huge roller coaster fan.
Oh yeah, because she's talking about Cedar Point. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, Yes, I have, and now that I'm older, I'm like, "That sounds terrible," like, my back is already hurting just thinking about it, but, I like
I know.
yeah, when they came out with Top Thrill Dragster and all that as he was
Oh
born, I
yeah.
was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Let's
Yep.
go!" I was so excited.
Yep.
My poor dad getting dragged on all those roller coasters. He's such a good sport. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
But
I know you might be surprised when your kiddo gets older and you go something like that again, because I hadn't been on a roller coaster forever. But then my kids got older and I went back and I still loved it. I still
yeah.
loved it just as much. So
Yeah. I'm just gonna
but
bring
yeah,
Excedrin and like, my
yes.
massager
I
and
did have I did
my
have a
neck
headache
massager.
after. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea for sure. All right. What was your first car? What was your first ride?
Yeah. So it was I'm trying to think of the year. It was a Chevy Malibu.
Okay.
I
Nice.
think it was a 2001 or 2003. It was tan-ish in
Okay.
color. And
Nice.
it wasn't like the long Malibus, it was kind of like shorter. So
Oh, okay.
um and that car was amazing in so many ways. It like gave me freedom that I didn't have before, and I
Mhm,
when I
mhm.
was right out of college, I could get to my three jobs in my car. But it wasn't reliable. It was not reliable, and so I
Oh,
had a
no.
lot of
Oh,
trouble
no.
with it because I bought it
Mm,
used from someone that we knew. They was kind of like a family friend. Um,
mhm,
but he owned like this used car lot, and he had checked it over and he thought everything was good. And we had checked it and we thought everything was good. Well, later
mhm.
on we figured out there was some aftermarket wiring that was going on, and so
Oh.
it would like it would like mess with my battery all the time, and my
Yeah.
car would just die randomly. And yeah, so I still remember the time my car died in Nebraska, when I had just married my husband, and there was this huge snowstorm, and my car
Mhm.
was like, "We're gonna mess with you now." And so, yeah, he had to come out in that huge snowstorm and help me.
Ugh.
It
Oh,
was a
man.
wild experience, but I loved that
It
car
sounds like it.
because it would have been perfect if not for the aftermarket wiring. It didn't have air
Ugh.
conditioning, but it was like it was like so nice. I could pay for it. I saved up my money and I paid for it myself.
Yeah,
It gave me all the freedom that I wanted to drive around and do things, and it was
yeah.
just perfect first car. Other than that wiring,
Ugh. Yeah, that darn wiring. Well, it sounds like it did you good enough for a while besides that wiring.
yeah.
But that's, so yeah, that I'm sure that's pretty hot without the air conditioner though. That happens.
Yeah, it got a little tricky when we lived in Louisiana because we moved around because the military. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
it was pretty hot there, so
yeah.
uh,
It would get really warm down there.
yeah, so it got a little tricky. I eventually moved over to my Honda Insight, which has air conditioning. Yay! But
Oh yeah, so
yeah,
much nicer having
yeah,
air conditioning.
yeah,
I had that with my first cars too, and I remember getting they have like those fans that you can plug into the cigarette lighter or whatever, and I had it like clipped onto the steering wheel, and so it blew right in my
yeah,
face. So yeah, I remember those times too.
yeah,
You figure it out, you get through.
yeah.
Um, all right, very cool. Next question. You talked about how you really liked Dragon Age. So, have you always been a big gamer? And do you still find time, even with a kid and writing and so much going on in your busy life?
Yeah, so less time, a lot less time on the games.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I can't sneak them in, especially right now with this pre-launch campaign that I'm doing for
Mm-hmm.
the floating
Yeah,
castle,
yeah.
because I'm like working from sun up to sundown and then past sundown. So I don't really take a break.
Yeah.
But the stuff that I loved playing, Fallout 4, Dragon Age,
Hmm.
Last of Us, which
Oh
that
yeah,
those
so
games
good.
scary. Last of Us scary,
They
so
are.
good.
They are.
But then,
So
like,
atmospheric.
yeah, but Last of Us 2, in that scene where you're in the basement and you're running away from the big, like, monster boss, oh my gosh. I thought I was gonna cry. I was so scared. And then, I'm trying to think what else. BioShock was one I mentioned in a live
Oh
not that
yeah,
long
those are
ago.
cool. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think the most recent one I played was Control, which was
Oh
different.
yeah,
So
that was a weird
paranormal.
game. Yeah, I
Mhm.
like that game. It was interesting.
Mhm.
Very yeah, very weird and creepy, but it was good. It's kind of hard though. I had to put it on easy because I kept getting killed all the time.
Yeah, it is hard. It is hard. And I am not good at like shooter games, so
Me either.
ugh, I died a lot. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I found the older I get that like when I was a kid, I'd be like, all right, I got to put this on the hardest setting so I can like master it and it'll be fine. And the older I've gotten, I'm like, put it on easy. I want to see the story and not die as much. So
right, right, exactly.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Oh, that's how it goes. All right. What about TV and movies? Like, what are some of your favorite movies and TV shows? Although now TV should be streaming shows, not really TV shows anymore, but
Yeah,
same thing.
yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, we Saturday morning cartoons, right? The best. But yeah, I we didn't have cable, so it was like you got what you got. I remember Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, I'm dating myself. But anyway, um, yeah, the stuff that I love now. I mean, there's so many. Stranger
hmm
Things. You know, the OA, which is a really weird one that they just like cut off because Netflix is awful. So good though.
Oh,
I
I
wish
hate
they
when
would
they do that.
continue it. Yeah. Um, you know, I like K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a catchy little show. The whole thing.
You know, when I went into Netflix and it kept like saying, "Hey, you would like this," I'm like,
Yeah,
"Really,
yeah.
Netflix? Are you
Really? Yeah.
serious? Like, come on, K-pop Demon Hunt. Like,
Yeah.
what even title is that?" And then finally, I just got curious and I was like, "I'm just gonna watch it." And then I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!"
They were
So
right.
they were so right. And then when I heard about EJ's like story about how like she was just like the struggling artist for so
Mm-hmm.
long and they just
Yeah.
kept like kicking her down, right?
Yeah.
And and then she just kept pursuing it and she didn't even like wasn't even sure she could call herself an artist, and here she is writing
Yeah.
like songs for really important people. And you
Yeah.
know, and then she does this, she wrote the songs for that, she like sang all those notes. I
hmm
mean, she's
So good.
incredible. So, love that story about love the animator story. Um, just everything about that is just so fun and quirky. Like, you know, you see like things that you would never expect to see when it comes to K-pop, like women actually eating
Yeah.
food. Mind
Right.
blown.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
just
true.
wild. And then the whole like jumping out of the plane scene, loved it.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
So good.
talk about a hook. Like they had me.
Oh yeah, the whole opening scene, they get you. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So, I mean, there's tons of them. I like Dark. That's like the German kind of
Oh yeah, yeah.
really weird twisty time thingy.
Yep. hmm
And then I don't know. I like the weird stuff.
Me too. Me too.
But yeah, I could go
It's
on
good
and on.
stuff.
But yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Very cool. All right. Well, let's bring it back to books. So,
Mhm.
as a writer and with a busy life, do you just naturally find time to read because it's something you love to do, or do you have to like make time to read? Because I know it
Oh,
gets hard.
I have to force time to read. Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's so hard. Especially when you know you have a young kid to take care of. So,
Yeah.
because you're just interrupted constantly.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
but like at night is usually when I get my most reading done,
hmm
because you know he's in bed, my husband's kind
Yeah.
of doing his own thing, so he doesn't
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
me. And then
Yeah.
you know I'm trying to sneak in as much as I can. So right
Yeah.
now I'm reading Moon Dust by my friend Millie, and then I'm also reading Sinner's Pass by
Oh, nice. By
Fitzgerald.
SS. Yeah. Yeah.
And then he just sent me Alone Together, by the way, and he just came out with a new book. So congrats
Yeah. He
on
did.
that.
Yeah. Congrats.
So the next book in a series, and then I'm so
Yeah.
excited to read Nick's book, obviously. And then, I had a couple of people that I am committing to reading their stuff. So it's kind of like back to back to back booked
Yeah.
until like I think April now.
Yep.
But Sarah's her books I'm going to be reading here right after
Oh,
Fitzgerald's. I'm
nice.
done with Fitzgerald's book. And then I'm helping Safi with her book. I'm more just like the motivational cheerleader for her because she's like drafting first draft stuff right now, but she does have some of it done. And then yeah, Florence, my friend Florence, she has this incredible political fantasy coming out. So I'm going to read
Mhm.
the ARC for that. And then yeah, so that's shouting out like a couple of the people that I'm like
Yeah.
I have this huge network of people that I'm just so excited about their books. Like I just finished him Skyfold. I
Mhm.
finished Molly's Dark Bloom, and I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
excited about her other book that I just ordered.
Mhm.
Matt's book, which is also fantasy coming out. Matt Falcon. He's got I
Oh,
think it's
yeah. Yeah.
I'm blanking on the title. Something to
I know.
darkness,
I know.
tethered to darkness.
Yeah, yeah. I think it is dark and tether are the words that are in there. Yeah. But yeah,
But
I want to check out his too. Yeah.
yeah, the cover's awesome. So I pre-ordered that. I pre-ordered Millie's new book that's coming out, A Legacy of Blood and Bone. And then yeah, I mean, been reading all my writer friends stuff in my writing groups, and they're doing incredible things. So my friend Leah just had a poem published in Rattle that was incredible, somber, really sobering type of poem, but very good. And yeah, so I'm kind of all over the place too with my reading, as you can tell. Like I'm indie trad, and I've been reading all the Small Spec Book Awards books as well.
Ooh,
Plug.
nice. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So and
Very
they're all
cool.
small press and indie press books. So
Mhm.
hmm but I feel
I
like
like it.
Safi's right. This is the year of the indie.
Oh, yeah.
I've
Oh,
been
yeah. It's
exposed to so many cool indie writers and books.
so many good ones. Yep, yep. Speaking of indie writers, Adam Bessette, just I still said your last name wrong. I always want to
Hey, Adam.
say it's just Bassett. I always want to say, no, Bassett. Gosh, I don't know why I always say it different ways. It's such a it's exactly how it's spelled. Bassett. I just want to say Bassett or Bassett. Anyway, Adam, thanks for being in here, man. Uh, we appreciate it. But I just want to say that is just a snapshot. Just what you just said, everything you just said is why I think you're awesome because I just asked you about like what you read and how you find time for reading. And you're very busy, but not only is what you choose to read helping other people, but then you took the time to shout them out one by one like that. And I just think that's just why you're great. That's why this community is great. There's so many talented people, but there's
Yeah.
just so many kind, wonderful people as well. So
Yeah.
um, I just think that's awesome. And those are all awesome books and awesome authors. So definitely check all of those out. I
Yeah.
agree. Uh, all right, so it's been an hour and a half. Can you believe we've been talking that long already?
No, that's wild. Thanks for
I know
having me,
it's flown
man.
by. Yeah, of course. So we'll wrap it up here so you can get on with all the busy work you have to do. But thank you so much for coming on. This has been a blast. And this is called Beast Friends Forever for a reason. We are Beast Friends Forever now, Ellen. You're stuck with me. And if you need help with anything ever, whenever you have a new book coming out, or just want to come on and chat about anything, let me know. And I'd love to have you back anytime. It's been a blast talking with you. Before I go into my ending thing, is there anything you want to share, shout out before we go?
Absolutely, yeah. And real quick, just before I do all that, Adam has a Kickstarter going on, so don't forget to check out Adam's
Yes.
Kickstarter. And yeah, the indie community, you guys rock. You have embraced me so hardcore, like made fun of me in the best ways, and like just been so kind to me and so helpful. And I love you guys. I love Safi and everybody that's just been reaching out to me and like really helping me out. Fitzgerald, thank you for reading my book too. Yeah, Sarah is on my street team. Anyway, so all you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And Yeah, so now I'm gonna tell you the spiel, right? So, the Floating Castle is dark epic
Look at that.
fantasy, and it's up for pre-order right now. The Crafty Bookstore is so wonderful. I'm doing exclusive pre-order bonuses with them, so please check them out. They are supporting so many indie writers, and they're doing incredible things. They have wonderful extra things that you can buy that are like book related, and
Yes.
there are wonderful writers on there already, like Fitzgerald and Adam and Molly. And so I keep saying Fitzgerald, Sean. Sorry. I call you all different types of things. I'm like SS sometimes and Fitzgerald sometimes. Anyway,
I know, I know. I do
so
the same.
yeah. Everybody can call me Leanne, by the way. That's my first name. I know it's weird because I'm just like, hi, I'm Ellen Holmes all the time. But anyway, yeah. So with the Floating Castle, it's up for pre-order. I mean, you can pre-order it other places, yes, if you must. If like you're like one of those, I'm on Amazon, meh, you can do that. But if you support the Crafty Bookstore, you're supporting a small business run by two amazing people. And so you're doing a lot of good by doing that. And I get a bigger cut, from the Crafty Bookstore
Yeah.
than I do from Amazon.
Helps
So
everybody.
it helps everybody. So, and yeah, eventually I'll have like, more links to share, but right now I'm just kind of focusing on the Crafty Bookstore. But there's ebooks and everything. So, ebooks, paperbacks. Eventually I hope to have a hardcover and an audiobook, but that'll take some time. So check out the paperback and the ebooks if you can. And yeah, you can also get Space Collisions at the Crafty Bookstore. You can get Space Collisions at two other independent bookstores, Amethyst and Ink
Oh,
Books,
nice.
and the Cozy Book Nook. So that's what this looks like. So those are two independent bookstores that you can support. I don't think you can get Space Collisions through bookshop.org, but you can get it at other retailers. So if you must. But yeah, independent bookstores rock. Um, and then, yeah, I have my short story up related to the Floating Castle. So that's about Matilda. That's for blog subscribers. It's easy to subscribe. It's free. And then I'm trying to think what else. I think that's the majority of it. I'm also the founder of the Small Spec Book Awards. Go check out those books because they're amazing. And we just announced our semifinalists not that long ago. Um,
So cool.
yeah, yeah. So that's what I got.
Do you
I hope you'll read on my books. If you like dark epic fantasy, please check it out. And if you want more books in the fantasy genre where it's women, having adventures, but they're not necessarily in a romantic relationship, my book is for you. So
Very nice. Kyle Reeves just hopped into the chat and they said that they loved the short story and they're excited for Floating Castle. So there you go.
yay, Kyle!
Pretty cool.
Kyle's
And
awesome.
Senna from he knows he's got good taste. um, Senna from Library and Lakes, thank you for the super chat. It was a fun chat, and thank you for being here. All right, so we will wrap it up here. Thank you again, Ellen. Thank you, everybody in the chat. You guys were awesome. Thank you if you're watching this on replay. Check out Ellen's books. Check out the short story collection and the book and the short story and her website. Everything. Check it out. It's going to be awesome. I'm very excited. It comes out again November 1st. It's going to be here before you know it. But we'll sign off here. Everybody have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, as I always say, devour your TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. And now I'm going to try to figure out how to get off of here because I don't see an in chat here. So if I just leave and you're alone, I'll come back.
Okay.
Let's see what happens here. Nope, that's not it. Let's see. Hold on. There we go. All right. Everybody, have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. See you, everybody. So long.